Now, in theory, there's audio coming out of this, but who knows? I'm sure someone will tell me. Okay, good, it works. Phew. There might even be a webcam shortly, but I haven't turned that on. Yeah, I only just turned the mic on. This is a brand new configuration of OBS, so I have nothing. I've just added screen grab and I've added the stupid Comic Sans text, and that's it. And then turn the microphone on. Also, in theory, this is streaming on multiple places. So if I go and find a browser and go to is it paper.com/live? Yeah, look at that. Bit of recursion there. Yes, it is working. So it's on Owncast, YouTube, and Twitch. Well, it seems to be working. So this machine is a ThinkPad. Whoops. It is this ThinkPad. And should I get rid of the just testing thing? I probably should. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Donk. There we go. I could add my camera, but I don't know where it would be on the screen. So that could all go wrong. Yeah, I haven't actually got it anywhere on the screen. Where is it? Hang on. I'm gonna, one moment, this is gonna jump cut. Ah! I'll put myself down here, just off the bottom there. .21 pixels off the bottom of the screen. That should be enough for anyone. I could probably crop that as well. How do you crop? I can never remember how to do this in OBS. Transform, isn't it? Edit, transform, and then crop. What? 200 off one side? Ooh, that's not enough, is it? 400? Yeah, there we go. And 400 off the other side. There we go. And this little box. And then move him again over to about there. Can't quite get it right. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. There we go. That's working. Yes, I am. Good question, Ian. I am daily driving Martin's new nonsense, and so this is a ThinkPad that I bought especially for doing that. So it's an Ubuntu install. So I did install Ubuntu server, and I did encrypted disk, and yeah, that's about it. Not a lot more than that. Just did an encrypted disk. This is a bit high up, isn't it? There we go. That's a little bit better. You don't really want to be too much ceiling. Yeah, I did a Ubuntu server install, encrypted disk, and then ran Martin's bootstrap. And it's a wild way to bootstrap a setup because you actually do it from another machine. I'm not quite sure why we're doing it that way. But this is actually the second machine that I've had running this, but this is one that is like fully set up the way it's intended, which is Ubuntu server, and then you run Naughty Linux on it. And Naughty Linux is basically Nix based stuff. So the demo that Martin gave was to just do like running Steam directly from Nix without having to do a pre-install. I haven't actually tried that. That would be quite good fun. I think you can just do Naughty run Steam, I guess. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We shall soon find out. The interesting thing is this streaming setup that I've got here is a bit, I don't know, complex for me and janky for some. I've got 3 laptops, one just to monitor stuff over on the side, like all the professionals have like a chat thing on the side, one for actually doing the streaming, which is the one in front of me, and then off to the side there's the ThinkPad, which is connected to an external display so that I can see in real time what's going to be on the screen. It's a little bit complicated. Well, I say external display, it's connected through a capture card to an external display. So the capture is a little USB Type-C attached device, and it's got an HDMI in and an HDMI out. And the HDMI comes from the ThinkPad. One of the nice things about this model of ThinkPad is it has a HDMI out, proper full-on HDMI out, and USB-C charging. It's a ThinkPad L, what did I say? L14. I haven't actually said, so there you go. It's for the first time, L14. Well, this seems to be running okay. That's good. Let's catch up with the chat, as they do. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It is common to like remotely launch a machine, provision a machine. That does make sense, I guess. It's the right way to do it, isn't it? Hello, Esme. Have you tried Nixo? I haven't tried no, I haven't done a full install of NixOS, and actually that's a good idea because like Martin steered me away from that. He said, no, don't do that. And then I think, so the origin story, I think Martin told it in his live stream yesterday, if you watched it. The origin story is myself and Martin both share an office, or shared an office in Basingstoke, and I would walk past his desk and see his desktop and think, oh, that's pretty. Or he would come and like show me a laptop running what he'd configured on his laptop over coffee in the kitchen, and that was great because I would see all this wonderful effects and stuff. It's like little things like the way the cursor flies around the screen and stuff. It's just little stuff like that I quite like. And what else? Yeah, I think I said to him I would like to try what he's got on his machine, which is this pretty, with nice effects and all the applications that you would want, cat pooching up the wazoo, as they say. And I thought, well, yeah, I'd quite like to have that, but ... I don't really want to install NixOS. Well, would you look at that? I guess I could log in to Steam. I assume I just need to open my... Oh, no, that's the wrong app. Steam. Oh, gosh. It's that long since I've used Steam that on my phone, the companion app has been unloaded by iOS. Shows how often I use it. So I've got to try and remember how you do the auth scan thing. Oh, my gosh. How do you do this? How do you log in? There's a button somewhere, isn't there? Steam Guard. Does it tell you on the screen? Am I just not reading this? Steam mobile app, sign in via QR code. It doesn't actually say how you do that. Oh my god, someone's going to tell me now. Come on. There you go. You just hit the Steam Guard button. That is how you do it. Right, come on then. That's not what I wanted. This app needs access to the camera. Well, go on then. Try. Yeah, I'm trying to sign into Steam here. Don't worry. It's not important. I click Steam Guard and it says it needs access to the camera. Well, I never took the camera away. Oh man, I'll go to settings and futz about with camera settings. Where is that? Privacy and security. Camera. Right, where's Steam? You got to be in here somewhere. No, you're not. What? How do you give Steam access? Oh my life, this is hard. That is hilarious. Yes, I guess you could scan and log into my machine. That would be hilarious. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Didn't think that through. Why does it not? Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. It would access your account. That it would be a very silly thing to do. Yeah, don't do that, Martin. Ian. Martin. Why? I just can't. Like, it's not letting me see the camera. This is so annoying. Oh dear. Don't tell me about your library, Ian. I don't want to know. Oh, God. Right, I need to Google this. I cannot figure this out. Oh, man. Yeah, we used to do live streams at Canonical, didn't we? That was fun. Should I put this back on screen so everyone knows? If anyone looks at this, they know I'm not just a complete idiot. I'm just testing. Oh, man. Okay. Right, I guess I should put Steam in here. Apps. Where is it? Under S for Steam. Maybe I should have set this. I wasn't actually planning on installing Steam. Well, technically, I haven't installed Steam. Allow Steam to access ... and camera is not there. It's not one of the things that you can give it access to. Oh. Right, someone tell me how you do this. Enable camera in SteamGuard. Is the audio all right? I mean, I'm in Sophie's bedroom and... Oh, look, I'm not the only one with this. Discussions. Press on the icon, the question mark in the top right. What? SteamGuard, the icon, the question mark. There is no question mark. View profile. Edit profile. View profile. Right, looks like I'm not logging into Steam then. What a lot of nonsense. I mean, I could just type my password in, couldn't I? That would be the other way to do it, yeah. That's the quick and dirty way. Let's just type the password in without everyone seeing my password, hopefully. Does it echo it to the screen? We'll find out shortly. No, it doesn't. Good. Right. Now it should do the nonsense in the Steam app. What's everyone up to today? Approve. There we go. I approved it. There we go. I don't think there's any offensive things on my Steam account. Let's get rid of that. Whee! It works. How cool is that? I don't think this computer is like super powerful, so whether I'll be able to actually I can't actually remember the last time I please don't echo. No, it doesn't. I can't remember the last time I logged into my Steam account. A while ago. I haven't played any games for a while because my oh, by the way, have you noticed this? Look, wibbly wobbly windows. How cool is that? Yeah. I'm not sure what would work on this. That probably would. Oh man, chickenoid. Yeah, there's a load of games I haven't played here for a while. Yeah, so I want to do some live. I want to get back into live streaming again, and part of it would be playing on this laptop. Let's catch up with the chat. It picks up all vibrations from your desk. Very well. Yeah, sorry about that. 12th wedding anniversary. Good Lord. Andy is making bread while faffing about with colours and windows, docs in plasma. Ooh, I haven't used plasma for a while. I used to be like well into it, and then it broke one day, and that was it. I'm going to need to create a scene that is muted and shows nothing on screen, because I can hear people waking up around the house, and they're going to come in at any minute and go, "What's going on here?" And they don't know. They don't know. Hey, do you want to know something funny? I went looking for I wonder if this works. Let me turn the volume up. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's turn the volume up. And then in a terminal, check this out. If I do Popey say hello. Ha! I don't know if you heard that, but it was me saying hello. I've put a thing on here called Popey say. Any quotes? Hello there. This is the other Alan. Hello there. This is the other Alan. So this is using a model called A Pope. I think it was just called Alan, and it's medium, and it's better than the really low quality one from the Mycroft days. And I wanted to do this so that I could have notifications read out like that in my voice. Very silly, I know. And I couldn't. I needed to figure out how to install Piper and what the best way to get the model was, because I didn't know how to install my own voice on this laptop. And I googled for how to install Piper, and I found a video. And in the video, the person was installing Piper and used my voice in the demo. I was like, oh, okay, that's like very specific. I didn't search, how to install Alan Pope's voice. I just searched for, Piper voice thing. And the first thing that showed up was my voice. Very weird. So yes, Popey say is just running Piper. And somewhere, where did I put it? Did I put it in projects? Yeah, I did. Yeah, those are the files that I downloaded. The Alum Medium on Onyx and the JSON file. I don't know what the JSON... I haven't looked in the JSON file. Oh, it's data for whatever it is. English, Great Britain, dataset, Alum. So, one of the things I want to get back into is improving that voice, because it's classed as medium quality, and what I really want it to be is high quality. And the way to do that is to record more of myself. Now, one of the problems is I have a crummy microphone like this at home, but at work we have amazing microphones. And so I would quite like to. We've got a studio with Shure SM7B, I think it is. Yeah, these things. The things you see in literally every podcast ever. We've got a few of those in the office, and we've got a little podcast studio which is really nicely decked out. I'll show you. I'll try and show you. What's the easiest way to do this? this one. Yeah, that one. Right, let's just make sure it doesn't start playing immediately because I don't want to. Oh, there we go. You can't really see it. Yeah, that's the CEO guy, and behind him you see those curtains and the chair. That's the podcast room. That's got a pile of these Shure microphones in and nice cameras and lighting and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to use some time, maybe in the morning before I start work, to update the Piper voice so it sounds a bit better than what it currently does, which is a bit robotic. And that's going to require me to speak a lot of sentences. And there's, I think it's called Piper Studio. Is it? I haven't played with this for a while. We talked about it on Linux Matters. You can probably hear my keyboard, can't you? Yes. Piper Recording Studio. There we go. Boom. Yeah, this thing, Piper Recording Studio, which is easy to install and set up. And you end up with a web page where you just record what it says, and you end up with a load of files, which are a separate audio file for everything you said, and a text file, I think, with what's in it. And then you submit those, or submit them. Yeah, they get saved on your server. If you're running your own Piper server, they get saved on your server, and then you can take those files and you use them to train the model. And if you've already got a model, which there is already a hugging face, models, hugging face, Piper voices. There we go. Where are they? Voices, files and versions. So yeah, if you go down here, you'll find there's the EN. I can't see. Yeah, EN. Let me make that bigger. Doop. ENGB. And yeah, that's me at the top of the list, Alan. So there's two versions. That's the low quality, really robotic one that came from Mycroft. And then this one is the one that I'm using, which is the slightly improved one. But what I want to do is have a higher quality one, because some of the others are like really high quality. Well, that one hasn't. I'm pretty sure some of them have, yeah, that one's got a high quality one because people spend a lot of time recording their voice, and you can take the media model, like my media model, and I could train that and get it better and better and better and better by giving it more utterances of mine. And I thought if I could do that in the office, that might be a fun thing to do. And would be good to improve it. Hello to new people. Yes, thank you for providing the link, Ian. Yes, I'm using Naughty Linux, which I still have open somewhere. That one, yeah, Naughty Linux. It's something that Martin talked about on... I think, I don't know if the link is still there. There was a link at the top of Discourse. Is it still there? No, it's gone. Is it in there? Ugh. I don't know, I'm not sure I want to search for that. Yeah, I don't know where they've gone. There was a thing in there. There we go. I don't know why I didn't find that. It's probably hidden or something. Anyway, that is Martin's face, and somewhere there'll be a video of this. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before, wasn't it? It's probably on their YouTube channel. If anyone finds it, feel free to chuck a link. No, I don't know where it is. I don't know whether it's been it was streamed and deleted or what, but yeah. Will it find the link with YouTube? No, rubbish. So yeah, it was. Yeah, this is what it is I'm running. Live demo included. Yeah, that's what's running on this laptop. I had a terminal open with a thing running. Is it still there? Oh, B-top. Yeah, fast fetch. That's the one. It's pretty cool. So you'll notice I'm using Wayfire, which is not perfect. There's still some stuff that doesn't work properly, but that's, configuration, and it's not been like super actively developed, this desktop, but it's got a lot of stuff that works, a few things that don't work quite so well, but we'll get there. Am I actually on Twitch, or is it not? Oh, it is. Oh, look at that. Big hello to all you truckers out there. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I am. Sorry, I've got like 3 tabs open on another laptop showing all the places where this is streaming. I'm just noodling around. As I've said a few times, this is just testing, right? We are just testing. And I'm multi-streaming. So from here, I'm sending to StreamSprout, which is another one of Martin's pet projects. This. So I'm sending to a copy of StreamSprout, which is running, and guess what? This is written in Bash. And StreamSprout is then configured with all the stream keys for YouTube, Twitch, and Owncast. And I send the data. So I'm only sending one stream from my computer here to StreamSprout, which is running out in the cloud somewhere on my box. And from there, that then restreams them to other locations. And Twitch is one of those. Hello, all you truckers out there. Yes, lovely to see you people on Twitch. Hello, Steve. How are you? Haven't seen you for a while. I'm nowhere near as proficient with OBS as you are, Steve, on Twitch. Steve's very own, who has a YouTube and Twitch channel. He's like got the most tricked out OBS setup, whereas mine is the screen and a webcam, and then sometimes some text. I've pressed the. Now this is something I'm gonna have to get used to. I've got like 4 keyboards on my desk right now, and pressing the right one is it's a challenge for old farts like me. So yeah, what's everyone up to? I am just noodling around with this to make sure it works. Martin is indeed a Giga Chad legend. I went out for beer with him the other night and bumped into Will Cook. I didn't bump into, I arranged to meet him and told him which pub we were in, and he came. So I had beer with Martin, Will Cook, Graham Morrison from the documentation team at Canonical, and Phelan Whiteley from Late Night Linux, and also one of the Linux lads, one of the reliable Irish coming over from Ireland to England to drink beer, good or reliable, and also Ken Van Dyne from Canonical, and Ken's son. And we all sat in a bar and had a few beers, and it was lovely. It was nice to see them all, because I now work in London, and because I work in London, I was able to meet up with them because they had the Ubuntu Summit thing in London, and it wasn't far away from where I work, so I thought, well, might as well go over and say hello and have a beer. So yeah, that was good fun. It was really good. Yes, Martin does make all kinds of cool toys and stuff. I've got a question. Any of you who are software developers who maintain any open source stuff, how do you find the time? I keep creating this stuff and then I feel really bad because it's outdated. I've got how many snaps in the snap store? Most of them are actually up to date now. If you take, I don't know, let's just find one. That one. So these 2 are ones that I've published. And I have a lot of them. Most of these are up to date. Pencil. That one needs an update. I will update that one. But most of them are fully up to date. The ones that actually, need updating. Look, there's my employer's software. I packaged that just the other day. And so this is an interesting thing, is because the machine I'm on is this hybrid Ubuntu and Nix. It makes it easy for me to get hold of new software because I can just use Nix packages. But also, if I want to build something that's, needs testing on an Ubuntu system, I can do that as well, because I think I've still got Snap installed, have I? Yeah, I do. And so because I've got Snap installed, I can Snap install things and test them. Like, for example, find Shattered. Hopefully this works. Yay! Snap install Shattered Pixel Dungeon. Ooh, okay, all right. There we go. Oh, okay, well that should have worked, but I'm using fish, which is rubbish. Yeah, I know, I could have pressed up arrow, but I didn't. So, there we go. Why is that not working? Well, I was really confident there, and I think something's not working here. There should be a password prompt. No, there we go. I was just impatient, that's all. Dear me. So yeah, it's an Ubuntu system, so that I can do updates to snaps and stuff and test them and make sure they work. This is one that gets updated a bit, and so I quite like keeping this one up to date. Great comment on Twitch. Hate for there to have been an accident and taken out all of the Linux podcasters in one go. Yeah, Joe was there as well. I didn't see Joe. Who else was there? Yeah, I don't know, because I only saw a few people. Me and Martin and Will went out for curry, which was delicious. Yeah, and then they all carried on with the summit, and I went back to my hotel. So yeah, all good. Well, this is actually working. I'm surprised. I really am. I didn't think I'd be able to just... So I'm streaming to StreamSprout from here, and StreamSprout sending to YouTube, Twitch, and Owncast. I updated my Owncast because it was outdated. I hadn't used it for a while. I hadn't used it for a year. So I had to update that, which was literally just the case of downloading the zip for the latest release and unpacking it after backing up my existing one. Unpacking it, and it's just a single binary because it's written in Go, I think, Owncast. And just started it up, and it works. And then I think my YouTube key expired, so I had to get a new one of them. God, this is taking a while, isn't it? It is quite a big snap, and I had no snaps installed, so I had to install Snapd, Core, and Shadow Pixel Dungeon, and some GNOME stuff. So, because I had 0 snaps on this system until now. YouTube is complaining that the bitrate is too low. Yeah. Oopsie. So yeah, that's probably going to be because the yeah, thank you for that, Ian. What is it doing? What is it doing? What are you doing, Snap? Come on. I don't know if you saw Martin's talk. It's worth a watch. It's only short. It's only like 25 minutes, something like that. But there's a slide that he uses to like demonstrate why you use Nix packages, and it shows like a graph of, I guess, number of packages and freshness or something like that, and it shows most of the Linux distros all clustered in the bottom left hand corner. And then there's Ubuntu, which is a bit further over. It's got lots of packages and they're up to date. And then there's another one, which is Arch, a little bit further over. And then way up in the top corner with tons and tons of packages is Nix packages. So yeah, that was his little pointed note that actually Nix has more packages, or Nix packages have more packages than other platforms. But I don't know if it has everything. Well, it certainly doesn't, because there's some things I've had to get from other places like Brew and from the Ubuntu repo. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a direct link to the start of his talk, is it? Oh, nice. Well done. Thank you for that. Let's pin that, shall we? Yeah, so I'm quite pleased. And oh, also, Billy Bonus, this laptop, which I have already mentioned, is a Lenovo ThinkPad L14, was £200. I've seen them a little bit less. There are ones, the E495, you can get for about £160 with 32 gigs of RAM, which is a wild amount of memory for less than 200 quid. That just seems wild to me, but it's fantastic. Yeah, Esme, that's a good point. I don't know how much is in Brew. Brew is like very fresh, and I remember when I was at Anchor and we were publishing new builds of Sift and Gripe, like the second we put the build out, boom, it's in. One of the bots had picked it up and updated the Brew config, and it was published in Brew pretty much straight away. And amusingly, if you look on, is it Repology? Is it Repology or Repology? Repology. Oh, it is. Yeah, look at that. Repology.org, and then you pick a specific package. How do you do a search? Is there a search thing here somewhere? Search, yes. So if I look for Sift, I used to look at this sometimes to see, you know, what versions of our software were in various places, and you can see like it's outdated. I can't remember what the current version is right now, but yeah, almost certainly 1.36. Yeah, Homebrew is up to date. So where is it? Sift. So is mine up to date? 1.36. So mine's up to date as of yesterday. So 1.36, and you see all these others, you know, because there's like different lineages of all these things. OpenSUSE's up to date. This one, Scoop, which is a Windows package manager, I think, is always pretty much the first one that gets it. It's like the first one that gets the build of Sift. Yeah, so that always amused me for a piece of, like, you know, open source software. The first place it ends up is there. And there are some others, like Void Linux is often up to date. I can't see it there. Is it disappear? Oh, it's right down the bottom. God, it's really old. I wonder what's going on there. I have contributed to this in the past, and I did a pull request to get it updated. And then someone ignored my pull request and did their own pull request because they had a bot or something. But it looks like that bot's not running anymore because, like, that's outdated. And no, I'm not going to do a pull request because someone will come along and just ignore my pull request. Yeah, looks like 5 months ago. What's going on? Is Void Linux dead? What is going on here? I should probably close my Steam. Exit Steam. I'm not actually using it, am I? Oh, flying across there. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Void, but yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, freshness of software. Yeah, the diagram that Martin put in the YouTube is probably worth looking. It's one of the first slides, but it shows like loads of packages available. So I think this works. Nix is one Leviticus has never tried. So I don't think I would run Nix OS. Having seen some of the trouble that Martin had sometimes, I don't think I would run Nix OS. I quite like this hybrid approach. Oh yeah, I installed something, didn't I? And then I didn't actually run it. So in theory, if I do, I assume it'll be in the path. If I just do, oh my gosh, why can't I? Oh, this might be noisy. Oh, look at that, it works. So that's a snap from the Snap Store. Sorry, that's coming from a laptop over there. I don't think I don't know. Oh, that's a thing. I wonder if I can set the sound on this to go out over HDMI. Is that a settings? Audio settings somewhere? Wayfire, is it in there? Oh god, it's clip it. What is going on? Where's it gone? Oh no. Oh, by the way, also, this. How cool is that? How cool is that? Well, that is a very good point. 8-bit verses. How do I get this thing? Oh my gosh, it's completely broken, isn't it? All right, let's just bunk, 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 kill that. So, Ian, 8-bit verses. Wow, that's a wild idea. 8-bit verses. Is the domain still up? 8-bit verses. Oh my gosh. What was it called? Did we... I can't remember where we used to do it. No, not Popeye. Oh my life, I give up. I can't remember what the website was that we had it all on. Yeah, no idea. But yes, that would be nice. It would be nice to do another 8-bit verses. Yeah, it was on YouTube and Twitch, wasn't it? I guess if I go YouTube 8-bit verses. Oh my god. Right, someone find me the link, please. I don't know, maybe we've just... I mean, that is a phrase that it's going to be hard to Google, isn't it? Oh, it's on Wimpy's World, is it? Oh, Wimpy World? Oh, look. Where is 8-bit verses? Is it on here anyway? Was this to do? No. Fiffing about with diffs. Come on, Ian, you can find it. Is that on the projects? Oh, have I missed it? Is it like in here somewhere and I'm just not seeing it? Or is it just so old it's down the bottom? It was there. Did we let the domain lapse or something? Maybe that's what it is. Hello, but fail. Yeah, I didn't really advertise it, Neil. So yeah, I was just testing to see if it works and see if I could get it all set up. Since the daughter has moved out, there's space in her bedroom, and so there's a desk, and so I've got everything set up in here. It's not audio brilliance. I'm going to try out different microphones. I've got like 3 or 4. But yeah, I think I might do a little bit of streaming. Maybe. Yeah, could be fun. Right, where is this 8-bit verses? Was it on? It was on Twitch as well, wasn't it? Anyone got a link? The problem is, there's one of my blogs there, but yeah. Having real trouble finding that. Oh well, never mind. So yes, I'm just mostly playing with this thing. I'm really, really pleased with this laptop. the handy thing is the streaming is not of coming through that laptop, so I'm not stressing it too much. I mean, as you can see, it's mostly idle. It's not doing a tremendous amount other than Chrome. So yeah, and 32 gigs of RAM is perfect for this little machine. I'll be doing some development stuff, maybe some development streams. Now that I'm a developer, kind of, not really. Yeah, I need to find like a regular slot to do this that doesn't interfere with, being dad cabs, family duties, and work and stuff like that. I have to be in the office 3 days a week, which is a good thing because I really like it, being in the office. So 3 days a week in London. The other 2 days, which are Wednesday and Friday, could do something during the day. But I think probably better to do something in the evening or at the weekend. I don't know, but that's family time, So it's always a fight to figure out when the right time to stream is. What time is it now? 4:30. Right. So like around about now, I'm going to have to start thinking about food and cooking it and preparing it and all that kind of stuff. Gosh, this is boring, isn't it? Why do people watch this stuff? Sorry, I need to catch up with a chat. I need a multi-chat thing. I might have to. Maybe that's a thing I'll write that will embed all the chats in one place. Because I've got a place where all the is it that one? No, that one. So if you go to poppy.com/live, that's where you can see all the 3 streaming platforms. I think probably I should update that page and have the chat for all 3 on there. Maybe like have the 3 across, like 1, 2, 3, and then the 3 chats underneath embedded in each, something like that, just with like an iframe or something nonsense or something better. I don't know. This is like the world's easiest HTML. Where's the source? View page source. Like, there's not a lot to it. It's not hard to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think actually that might be a good idea to put it all in one place, and then I can see the chat from everyone, and also see that the stream is working. Yes, I think that's doable. So one of the questions, Sue's very own, says, get it from Wimpy's GitHub. Yes, Stream Sprout. It's just a shell script. It's really, really easy to set up. It's just a YAML file. This is it here, Wimpy's World, Stream Sprout. There are other tools that do this, and there are tools that probably do it better. There are some flaws with Stream Sprout, and I don't know if they can easily be fixed. I think at some point Martin talked about maybe porting Stream Sprout to another language like Go or Rust, and as partly to put some protection around it. And being shell scripts, like, look at that, that's how it is to run. You just run Stream Sprout and it sits there, and FFmpeg just waits for you to connect, and you just set your OBS to point to this, and it connects, and then FFmpeg just goes okay, and then starts streaming straight away. So it's a good way to just like go live straight away, because as soon as you hit start streaming, you're live. It's pretty good fun. Really easy to use because it is just a shell script. If I can use it, anyone can use it. I think there's even a snap of it. Oh yeah, there you go. Snap install Stream Sprout. Simple as that. There's a deb and all that good stuff. It works. I don't think it's very heavily used. I mean, it's got 77 stars. There's a couple of open issues. The big problem with it is there's a warning here somewhere. Warning. Up there? No. Where is the warning? Where is it? That. So once it's running, if anyone knows the host that your Stream Sprout is running on, and you haven't put other protections like a firewall or limits on which machines can connect to that FFmpeg, that Stream Sprout and FFmpeg port, then anyone could just interfere and send stuff to your your platforms. And so I only start StreamSprout up on a random port while I'm doing this, and then I shut it down afterwards, because I'm not leaving StreamSprout running for someone to magically connect to my StreamSprout and then suddenly transmit, I don't know, Elon Musk Bitcoin nonsense over YouTube, Twitch, and Owncast. So yeah, I have to be a bit careful with that. Steve says, problem is I don't use Linux to stream anymore. Oh dear. That's not a problem, because the whole point of StreamSprout is you put the StreamSprout, the multiplexer, outside your network, and so it doesn't matter what you're running here on your client. You could be running Windows, Mac, Linux, anything, because all StreamSprout needs is an RTMP stream. So when it starts, it tells you the URL, like the port number there, and all you do is configure your OBS to point to that. So you need somewhere for StreamSprout to run, but like you can get a remote host and just run StreamSprout on it with the FFmpeg binary. That's it. That's all you need, and it will just sit there and listen. So yeah, you don't need to run a Linux machine on your desktop on your network. The goal of this is to offload, because if you don't use this and you use something, yeah, you can use something like StreamYard or something like that, where you send it to StreamYard and StreamYard sends it to multiple places. Martin and I are both tight and we didn't want to pay StreamYard, so that's why, we both used StreamSprout. He hasn't done any streaming for a while, so he hasn't used it, and neither have I. But the idea behind this is that you don't have to pay someone else. I mean, you've got to have a box somewhere on the internet that you can send bits to, and those bits then go to 3 more places. So you've got to have somewhere that can cope with that kind of bandwidth. But it's not a huge amount of bandwidth. Whatever I'm sending, according to OBS, it says I'm sending 6 meg a second. I've got 1.8% drop frames. Now, I've not optimized this at all. I'm just using the built-in encoder on this laptop to do the encoding, and it's sending. It's been running for like 55 minutes, so nearly an hour. Good lord, I can babble like a village idiot for an hour. Steve says Social Stream Ninja is a good option for combining chat. Yeah, I think Martin used to use Stream Ninja as well when we were doing what was that game we used to play, that driving game, Hot Shot Racing. That he was using Ninja so that you could get all of our like screens and all our webcams on his stream all at once. But it was quite convoluted, especially when you got like multiple people. I like simple, and StreamSprout is simple. It's a shell script, and that's it, and an FFmpeg binary. And that's the nice thing, is you can, like, if there are optimizations in the new version of FFmpeg or better encoding or whatever, you can go and find a new version of FFmpeg. But I don't think it's going to do you any good, because I think FFmpeg basically just forwards the bits. I don't think it does much in the way of re-encoding. Yeah, so that's fun. I think still have a t-shirt in the wardrobe. 8-bit verses. Oh, you found it. Oh, well done. Yeah, I think Martin got tired of asking me to do 8-bit verses, and I just didn't have the mental capacity to do it. And maybe I do now. Maybe I do. I need to find a controller. I've got some somewhere. He's got loads. But yeah, I could probably do this, actually. I could probably do it with the setup I've got here right now, because I've got like 3 machines. I could do really good hardware capture. I've got a little Asus capture device, which is working really nicely. I assume this looks all right. I mean, this is like, I don't know whether you're getting like, I don't know how we would tell if you're getting like 60 FPS on this or not. But yeah, not a lot of drop frames. It seems to be running okay. So I guess that's the end of the test, isn't it? It looks great. Oh, good. Thanks, Ian. The other thing I want to try and do is some vertical videos for, work, social stuff. And the nice thing about that is I can configure the output of that laptop to go vertical. I can just say, rotate the display and have this output that you're seeing here just vertical, and then capture that at 60 FPS and then send it to our video production people and have them make it look good. That's the idea anyway. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. This is this Naughty Linux is really, really nice. It's quite a fun thing to play with because it's a mixture of Ubuntu that I know really well, and Nix that I don't know at all. But it's pretty straightforward for me to install. I mean, I don't know if you were watching earlier, you saw it's easy to run something directly from the Nix store. And when you close it, it disappears. So now I ran Steam earlier, and if I type Steam, it's just not there, gone. Because when you run a package from the store, it's there and available to that shell there and then. But as soon as you close it, it's gone. But it's all cached. So if I did do Naughty Run Steam again, it should, in theory, be quicker because it's already on my machine in the Nix store. And there you go, logs in. I didn't have to install it. I didn't have to, in inverted commas, install it. It's pretty cool. What sounds like a pain? What is it that sounds like a pain? I'm just doing this as a demo. I'm not saying this is the way you should run it. But yeah, I can install it. And Martin made a really handy helper. This Naughty is a script that he wrote. Oh, crikey. It doesn't have a lot of functions at the moment. But yeah, you can use it to, spawn stuff. It's just a proxy for the Nix commands to make it easier and more friendly. And the Naughty Linux directory, there's nothing I'm going to show in here that's going to be dangerous, is there? He's tried to simplify it down to a little TOML file. And so here you can see, the theme, what browser do you want to use, and what compositor. By default, it's turned off. There's no compositor. And I'm using Wayfire here, but there's support for Hyperland as well. And then you just list the packages in here. So these are the packages that I've chosen to install that come from Nix packages. What terminal do you want? And also some other packages that come via Home Manager. So those probably, I think, come from Brew. So you can do Brew install stuff, but next time you update Nix, those things go away because Nix is managing your packages. And so if you put in there the names of the packages you want from Brew, you'll have them permanently installed and available to everything. And so, yeah, some of those are basically Brew installed via Nix. Very confusing, which is why I'm thankful that he's made this thing. And then you just go if I just run it tells you what all the commands are that you can do. And this is the beauty of Naughty Linux, is you just go just build. So I can put more packages in that config or change settings, and I do just build and then just switch. But I'm not going to do the switch. I could do the build, I think. But if I do the switch, then it resets things a little bit. And one of the things it resets is the Wayland compositor, and this display will turn off. And I don't want that. So yeah, it's pretty neat. How much have you changed your setup from the defaults? I've added packages. It's a good question, Ian. Thank you. I've added packages. So all the ones that are listed in that config.toml, those, I put those in there. They're all mine. That comes with nothing really listed in it at all. I want to change the terminal to Ghosty. I would prefer Ghosty to Kitty. And I have got it installed, but I don't use Ghosty because Actually, will it work if I do ghosty? Okay, it runs, right? So this is ghosty, which is very similar to whoops. Oh dear. How do I make it bigger like that? There we go. But all that config that Martin did in Kitty that gives this cursor zooming stuff and that thing where there's a few niceties that Martin's already configured in Kitty, and I would need to redo that, or someone needs to redo that for Ghosty in the repo, so that when someone installs Ghosty, it does all of that for you. So basically, I've installed a bunch of apps. I'm using the same terminal. The UI at the top is all the same as his. It doesn't work perfectly with Wayfire because Martin was using Hyperland, and he's added Wayfire, but they're not identical, and so there's a little bit difference. If I logged out of this session and logged back in with Hyperland, you'd see the UI is slightly different in that it's more colourful. There's like colourful borders around the terminal, and it just looks a bit nicer because he's had more time to work on that. And I said to him, you should support something else, and he went looking and found Wayfire, and he wants to support some others as well. There's other compositors other than Hyperland and Wayfire, but he hasn't added support. The whole goal of this is to make accessing all these Nix packages on top of Ubuntu nice and easy, which is, I think, working so far. It's like pre-alpha. Don't use this for production. So now I've done just build, I just do just switch, and that would switch to whatever the updates were that I did, but there weren't any updates, so it's fine. My stream changed from live to 5 seconds behind. Doesn't make on my end. Delayed. I don't know what's going on with your stream. Sorry, Esme. I don't know. Not a clue. And just update is the other thing. Just update. So I don't know if you've heard of just. Martin talks about it all the time. There's a just file here. And when you run just, it reads this just file, and there are all these stanzas. It's like a make file. And there's a build. So what does build do? It does build system and build home, and somewhere there'll be a section called build system, or somewhere. Somewhere, I think. System build home. I don't know where they are. Whether they're in some external file or something, I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing, but it's just a bunch of commands that you can like say, just do this, just do that, just do this, and that's basically what he's used to make this as simple as possible. So I just have to do just build and just switch. But if I want to update packages, I do just update and then just build, just switch, and you can put them all together. One of these just does the whole thing one after the other. Yeah, it's really quite cool. Ian says, if the base version of Ubuntu is updated, will it break the setup? I don't think so, other than whether Martin has tested that and found any gotchas, because I'm actually using, as I've shown you many times, that's the wrong size font. Let's try it again. There we go. So I'm using Ubuntu 24.04.3, the latest LTS. He was doing the development on 25.04 or 25.10. Can't remember. And so, like, we know it works on those two, but I think he had to do some quirks to make it work on both of them. And obviously, when the next one comes out, whatever that's going to be, 26.04, he might have to do more on that. But there is a repo, and I've noticed that there are already people, and by people I mean a person, contributing to it. So the repo is this config one in Naughty Linux. And there's Sergio contributing. So I think probably Martin has managed to collar Sergio to play with this, because Sergio's interested in all this kind of stuff like software packaging and stuff. He worked on Snapcraft and recently left Canonical and joined ChainGuard with Martin. Fancy that. I think there's something like 27, 28, maybe 29 ex-Canonical people at ChainGuard now. It's amazing. Good place to work, very clearly. Yeah. Sorry, I have to yeah, check the other places. I haven't even looked at whether my own cast, is working or not. Yes, it has had almost 0 viewers. I assume it's working. Outbound stream details. 24 FPS. Okay. Inbound stream is H.264, 60 FPS, 1080. Yeah, so I suspect there's something going on that's oh, I've just remembered. Yeah, I need to do some configuration of Owncast, because the setup is it's actually, so Owncast is interesting. What I'm streaming with Stream Sprout to YouTube and Twitch. We all know how that works. But Owncast, I'm sending it to my Owncast box from Stream Sprout. So it goes from here to Stream Sprout to Owncast, and then the video is actually sent to Cloudflare R2 storage, and it's sitting in there in a first in, first out like constant stream. And so if you're watching the Owncast stream, you're watching the bits coming out of Cloudflare in a bucket there. So I'm only serving 3 lots of content out of my machine. 1 to YouTube, and then they send it out to all of you. 1 to Twitch, and they send it out. And 1 to Owncast, which then sends it on again to Cloudflare, and then they send that out to everyone. So that's how that works. And by saying everyone, I mean no one, because no one's watching the Owncast stream. And I think, I've configured it to... Oh no, the video bitrate is set to 1.2 meg. So that's okay. Right, bear with me just one sec. I'm going to have to mute and everything because phone call. I have returned and I will be leaving because that's the end of the test. It works, kind of. But also, my son has finished at the gym and I need to go and get him. Oh, maybe I don't. I've been told I don't need to go and get him. Fair enough. So I can carry on chatting to you nerds. So we were talking about Owncast. Yeah, it's... The other thing is I should have it configured to send notifications, and I don't know if it actually did that. Did anyone get a mastodon.social/appopey? Did anyone see a toot from me? No, I don't think it tooted at all. But where would it have gone? Did anyone see a toot from me? Saying it was like, oh, good, now people are actually watching it. So thank you for testing that. Where did that go? So here, if we go to my Owncast when not logged in, owncast.popey.com, boom, there it is. I wonder if it did actually toot from here. Does it? Is that how it works? I can't remember. I haven't touched this for ages. I'm upgraded to the latest version. Huh. How does this work? God, look at that. Isn't it amazing? I am quite impressed that this Owncast just works. That's just staggering to me. Anyway, questions? Anything? Anyone want to know anything? Ask me anything. Okay. Thank you, Cyborg Noise, who said they opened it when I was talking about streaming to 3 platforms, and it did work. Yay! That's good to know, because I don't test it very often, and yeah, I would like to do a bit more of this. It's quite good fun. What I would like to do is do a bit more of like open source maintenance stuff. Like I've got a bunch of things that I need to do some maintenance on, and I'd like to just like sit and have people tell me I'm doing it wrong while I'm doing it. Maybe like spend an hour maintaining some package. Like there's a couple that I definitely need to work on, like oh my god, 375 repositories, seriously. So like some of these snaps need updating. I think Slowmore's basically done. There's a whole load of private ones there. Well, I should probably change this view and show only public ones. That would be a better idea. Someone's going to rewind now and say, what was it he showed? Yeah, some of these need updating. Some of these are forks, so I could clean up my forks. But some of the ones that I created myself, like S-Bombage and Grummage, these two, these need updating, I think. How do you open a new tab in Chrome? Like that. Okay, Control Tab. Those two. That one needs updating, definitely. Yeah, oh my life. Look, who would have thought me would have all these green blobs on Discord? GitHub, sorry. It's not Discord, is it? Yeah, so this is quite cute. I quite like Grummage. I kind of fell in love with this user interface. It's a library for Python called Textual, and I thought I'll make a nice user interface for Gripe. And then I did the same thing for S-Bombs, and it's exactly the same user interface because I really like it. I heard that there's a tool called Frogmouth, and that is what this was made for, and it's like a file viewer. Where is it? So if I do Frogmouth, readme, this looks familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, this is that same user interface. It's written in Python. It's just beautiful because this is in a terminal, like, and I can scroll using the mouse, and it's just pleasant, very pleasant way to develop user interfaces. And I think you can expose this to the web as well and make it so you can have a web UI on top of this textual. It's just so nice. Yeah. Anyway, so those are a couple of things that need updating. Is S-Bombage, Grummage, S-Bomb VM. Yeah, I should do a little to-do list. I used to do that with my old streams. I used to have a little markdown file on screen. Didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. What is it? C/Alan Pope. Is that me? Yeah, it is. Look at that. Yeah, I used to do that like this. Right, let's make sure I mute this. Bop. And somewhere over here, that was when I was in the office in a year ago. Yeah, that's July last year. So yeah, I would do a little like markdown file with my to-do list of things I want to do. So I think I might go back to doing that. I quite like having a little markdown file with my to-do list, and then as I think of things to do, I can just chuck them in there. Notice the disclaimer there, to pick from if I have time and motivation. Yeah, that's a very good point. Cyborg Noise on Twitch says, I really should get back to having a Linux machine at home. Well, as I was explaining earlier, this machine cost me £200 thereabouts, and I've bought a couple of machines like this recently that are like not expensive, and as a machine to just play with, it's great. It's really good. 32 gigs of RAM. It's got USB port. I'll tell you what, it's really clean, this machine. It's like barely used. And when I showed it to a friend, they were like, that's stolen. Someone stole that and sold it. No, I don't think so. Well, I hope not anyway. I don't want to be the recipient of stolen goods. Anyway, yes. What else? Any other questions or points? Any other questions? This font is too small and I can't read people's names. I need to fix that. Are you going to keep maintaining the snaps from old job? Yes, McPhail. Yes, I am, and I already have. So if you look at Snap Info Sift, you'll see it was updated 2 days ago. Yes, because it was a new release. I pushed out an update. So yes, I have been keeping those up to date. It's no bother to do so. There's a bit of automation behind it. When Sift and Gripe are updated by the upstream developers, my ex-colleagues at Anchor, they push out a new binary, and my automation detects that and rebuilds and pushes to the Snap Store. All I've got to do is just install it and test it, and if it works, yay. So that's good. Ian says, did I say it was a Lenovo ThinkPad L14? I did indeed say that. It's right there. L14 Gen 2, that machine there, with 32 gigs of RAM, which is just gorgeous. Esby says, oh man, the TUI's making a comeback. They're stylistically such a vibe. Yes, I agree. One of my other previous employers was big into this. Like, all their social stuff is very like this. Axiom.co. If you look at their there we go. Yeah, you'll notice like there's a lot of this kind of style, and if you look at any of their social stuff, it's all like this kind of thing. It's just delightful. Their design is lovely, and like, you know, it's just lovely. I love this kind of style. And yeah, I mean, also like all of the LLMs do this. Like, they all have a command line like user interface like this kind of thing. So, you know, this is Claude Code. Gemini does it. There was one I tried the other day called AMP, which is an interesting one. I might play with that a little bit more because it uses it's got an interesting model where it's ads. They've got an ad supported feed, ad supported model, so you can use it to like develop software, but it's there's some exchange, like they're allowed to look at your code and that means it's free or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of these kind of TUIs around, and people are building stuff that looks like this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the way it is. I know that a lot of people like, you know, VS Code and all that kind of stuff, but yeah. Neil says, I'm on an L14 Gen 1, but AMD. Yeah, so I also bought an E495, I think it is. ThinkPad E495, which is, yeah, AMD, Ryzen. And I bought that for someone else who had a really terrible old laptop. Yeah, of course it's terribly unavailable. It's old. But this is another one of those like corporate style laptops that work really well. So I bought it, and that was like 160 quid, and also had 32 gigs of RAM. The very idea that you can have a laptop with that amount of RAM for like less than 200 quid is wild to me. So, and I can't resist a ThinkPad. You know me, I can't resist a ThinkPad. So yeah, that's all good, and I appreciate all of you hanging around here. I got it from eBay in answer to RJ at Twitch. On eBay, they pop up. I set a reminder to, like, you know, tell me about ones that pop up, and they come up sometimes. And I also have a friend who reminds me, Martin, who pings me links to eBay because he's got all these search like alerts set up, and he pinged me a link to one of these, and I was like, oh, that's good. And I bought that for someone else who had a really crummy old laptop. Anyway, I bought it for her, and she started using it. And then I said, oh, is that a laptop? She was like, yeah, I didn't know computers could be this fast, which I think is really cute about, you know, an old ThinkPad. I couldn't believe it was so fast. and they've been doing like shopping and college work and all that kind of stuff on it. So yeah, that's been a good investment of 160 quid, I think. I think we're about done here. I think the test is complete. There's things I still need to do. I need purple city popey vibed ones. Oh. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, two E's. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I love this. This is great. Right. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you hanging around and helping me test this nonsense. And I hope you all have a super weekend. Don't be too eager to try out Naughty Linux that I've been showing you a little bit here, because it's a bit broken in places and there's a bit of a steep learning curve and there's no documentation. Yeah, development status, pre-alpha with a little bomb emoji is about right, I would definitely say. So, yeah, thanks everyone, and have a good evening, and I'll see you all next time. See you soon. Bye-bye. Awkward moment while I figure out how to stop the stream. Bye-bye.